Okay, it has come to my attention that some of you may not entirely have kept up with what I was doing there with the str_replace function. And so I'm going to do a real quick tutorial just on that one. So you can call this, if you will, tutorial number 4.5 in the assignment for what is due on April 15th. We are looking at a function, and what I'm going to do, I'm just going to go to the top of my process.php file here and put an exit there so that right now nothing will happen if I try to run this program. So for instance, if I come over here and I reload it, it says, do you want to do this? And it's funny, I must have forgot to save it. Okay, and as you can see, absolutely nothing happens. So if I come over here and I say echo hello world, you can see that what I've done is I've just made a real quick and easy test bed for what I'm going to work on. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to create myself a string, a variable that contains a string, and it's going to be the variable a, b, c, d, e, f, g, h, i, j, k, l, m, n, o, p, q, r, s, t, u, v, w, x, y, z. And then I'm going to echo and then I'm going to show you what a simple replace does. If I say stir replace, and I'm going to replace GHI with hello, and then do this, and you'll see what stir replace does. It replaces the variables that you have there with something else. If we had more than one occurrence of GHI, then it would do it again, as you can see here, where it simply does a replacement as many times as that value occurs in string. It's kind of like when you go into Microsoft Word or your favorite editor and you say search and replace all. That's what stir replace is doing. Just a simple text. You cannot use anything like a regular expression or anything like that. If you want to do regular expression search and replace, you use a function called preg replace. But we're just using a simple stir replace, which is much faster than preg replace because it's just looking for a very simple pattern. Now let's see what you can do with this. Right now I have just offered it GHI as a simple string, and I've replaced it with hello. I can also offer it an array. So if I offer it the array ABC and XYZ, and the other one is an array of let's say AAA and BBB, then if we come out here, you'll see that you can do more than one replacement at a time. We took the ABC value and replaced it with AAA. We took the XYZ value and replaced it with BBB. See how that works? Now, in just a nice way to organize things, to make it easy, any array in PHP can be a hash, where the index into the array is a string itself. So if I make an array, and I make it like this, I say, what we've not replaced yet, if I replace DEF with DDD, and let's see, we already did GHI, JKL with JJJ, and MNOP QRS with QQQ. All right, let's see what that is. I'm going to show you what that array looks like. And then I'm going to show you what each of these different things looks like. Actually, let me make this look a little bit nicer. All right, so you'll recall that if you do print R and you give it the value of true, then that actually puts that value in as part of the string rather than printing it to the string, because my echo here is what's actually putting it out to the string. So let's look and see what that array looks like right now. See what we got here. You can see that the replace array has, instead of a 0, 1, 2 here, it has DEF as its index and the value DDD. JKL is the index pointing to JJJ. QRS is the index pointing to QQQ. And so our array is actually a hash where the indexes are data themselves. Now, let's look what we can do. Oops. Array keys equals. Oops. So you can see I've got the same kind of thing here. Now I'm going to say array keys equals, and then I'm going to do the same print R with the true over here. But instead of printing just the replace, I'm going to print the value of the array keys itself. So let's see what that looks like. Can I save it? Now you can see that by saying array keys for that, I get an array of DEF, JKL, QRS. That corresponds to this up here, DEF, JKL, QRS. I'm getting just the keys to the data, not the values themselves. And actually, I believe that PHP also has an array values, something like that. I can't remember the exact name of it. Array values, here we go. Array values is the equivalent of array keys. And so if I did the same thing that I had over here, if I said array values and then brought it in, then you see it's creating a new array but with a different type of index. So this is a simple array with 0, 1, 2 with the keys, and a simple index 0, 1, 2 of the values out here, all coming from this one array here. Now, if I wanted to do this in a simple way, you've seen how I already did an array of ABC and XYZ being replaced with another array of AAA and BBB. Now, by putting this replace value using what I want it to be on the left and what it was on the left and what I want it to be on the right. So we have DEF what it is, DDD what I want it to be, JKL what it was, JJJ what I want it to be, QRS what it was, QQQ what I want it to be. So all these here are the existing values, all these here are the values that I want, and I'm guaranteed it's a much nicer format to place the arrays in. There's no possibility that I'll end up with 3 values in one of my arrays and 4 values in the other or something like that to mess up stir replace. And then what I can do is in my stir replace command, Alright, and I'm going to do stir replace, and I'm going to say array keys as the first one, and just, I'll say array values so that you can see exactly what's coming up there. So array keys is what I'm finding, and array values is what I'm replacing it with, and I'm doing all that within the stir, and then we echo that stir value. So let's see what happens now. Now we have the DEF from here has been replaced with DDD here. The JKL from up here has been replaced with the JJJ up here. The QRS here has been replaced with the QQQ down here. And you can see this is our resulting output. That is how stir replace can be used to replace not just a simple search and replace, but you can search and replace for many, many different values and replace them all with a different value. It's also possible to search for many different things and replace them all with the same thing. So I could have done something like this. I could have said find all of those arrays, all of those values in the replace, but instead of replacing it with all of those values there, I could have said replace it with hello here, and then save it, put it down there, and you can see that now they've all been replaced with hello down here. See how that works? It doesn't make sense to do it the other way around where you search for one thing and replace it with many things. I don't know what it would do with that. But you can have either an array or a string as the first argument to stir replace. So if we come over to here to the PHP and we say array, oops, no, that's not what we're looking for. Function stir replace. I don't know if that's going to work or not. We'll see in a second. No. Okay, we're looking for the function stir replace, and you can see the function is named stir replace, and it is a mixed search. You're searching for this value. Mixed means it can either be a string or it can be an array. You're replacing with something mixed that can either be a string or an array. And you'll notice that even the subject, the thing you're searching through, can also be a mixed value. So you could have an array and it would go through every element in the array and would do that replacement on that. So that gives you a quick idea of some of the power of stir replace, and hopefully helps you understand what I did in my last step of the previous tutorial.